Here to talk to you is kind of our formal kickoff for the Longview Pioneer Lions for Cabaret 2014. History of this is it started with the Longview Junior Service League. How many years ago, Jackie? Jamie thinks it was 17. Is that good enough? Okay, we're going to go with that. We partnered up with the Junior Service League in 2007, and then we went on our own as a solo sponsor in 2010. Basically, it features a professional New York director. Anybody guess who that might be? Some local talent, Rayanne Phillips. Fred Carter. Why did I put his name on the screen? I don't know. That should be a fine, don't you think? Tapestry Northwest and more. Challenges as a solo sponsor in 2010 were ad sales for the programs, coordinating all the elements, ticket sales, alcohol use, stress for some members. But as a result, we netted $12,000 and about 15 to 20 members in that period of time. You know, I wanted us to look at this, and the board was very clear to me and Doug as we went about trying to reorganize this, what kind of help we needed. So we got the help. Partner solution number 1, Cabaret Club. And we named them that. They couldn't come up with a name. So Vicki, would you stand up for a minute? Vicki Carter, co-chair, and I want you to know she's doing a lot better than her other co-chair by a factor of 100, I would guess, because you've got about how many people on your Facebook page right now? 64. Okay, by a factor of 64. Okay, they're handling the talent, the rehearsals, costumes, cast party, and the patron party. Partner solution number 2 is John Morelli at the Columbia Theater.
Hey, John.
Basically in charge of the theater, costume storage, marketing, and ticket sales. And what they have available for them is internet ticket sales, an annual brochure that just went to press. Previously, we were not in their annual brochure that goes out to all their season ticket holders, and he can tell you more about that. Posters, and a cost to us of no more than $2,000 for equipment. And he's going to be doing some other marketing we're working out. Partners. Solutions number 3 is the Pioneer Alliance in charge of ad sales, the program, publicity, involvement, marketing to our members and families, and we have a dress rehearsal idea that we're toying with right now where you can come and see the real humor in the play. I think, isn't dress rehearsal usually the funniest night of the whole show? Yeah, pretty much. And the Meet the Director Night participation. In the way that this is formulated, the net proceeds of this project are going to be shared between the Columbia Theater for the Performing Arts and the Longview Pioneer Alliance for our sight and hearing projects and things like that we do. I think this just has a great potentiality to really reach a lot more people in this community. I know you don't want to hear from me. So at this point, I would like to introduce John Morelli.
Thank you. And thank everyone here for the meetings that we've held over all of this. This to me seems like, first of all, a no-brainer. That we'll provide the theater, we're providing the staff. There are always some incidental costs, which is why we put a $2,000 limit on that. So there will be nothing more than that, even that, as we go into this. I am delighted that we can work together on this. It's a great project, not only for us, it's a great project for Lions. And I believe very wholeheartedly that as we get into this and go more down the road, that this can turn into a really big, a much bigger event than it is now. And it should be really exciting to get the whole community involved. It's important to all of us. It's important to all of the charities involved. And we are, as Hal mentioned, our brochure has gone to press, and it will go out to about 60,000 people. Almost probably every one of you are going to receive one in the mail. It's our season, but in that is a panel that includes the 2 things that we're doing. One is the Cabaret. I'm just thrilled that we can do this. It seems like with all the things that have happened in the past, this is a partnership that makes far, far more sense, and we're very pleased to be part of it. So Hal, thank you so much.
Yes.
One of the ways that we can save some expenses is for Pioneer Lions who would like to be spotlight trained spotlight operators. You'll notice on the sheet there, it's on the table, there's a place for you to mark if that's something you want to do. Here's the good news. That will save us a bunch of money. Here's the even better news. You get to commit to work on other Columbia Theater productions. Isn't that great? Isn't that better news?
It's about 25 bucks.
Which is what, about 25 bucks, right? Yeah, okay, so whatever the ticket price is. So those of you that think you can't do anything, but know how to sit and move things, it's kind of like a remote, just for the guys here. Kind of like a remote. You can sign up for that. Okay, and there may be some more opportunities like that coming. So with that, I would like to introduce the person I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life with. Seriously.
That's a very long list.
I know, it's very long. In 2010, when I stepped in to chair the project, I said, I don't know what talent I have, but just give me some assignments.
I know what talent you have.
Yeah. The good news, you will not see my belly this year because I lost 25 pounds. With that, I want to welcome Jamie Donegan. Go ahead.
I just drove in this morning. I've been up in Wenatchee directing and starring in a production of the Rocky Horror Show live, which some of you made the trek up to see. And I was thinking to myself, this hair would really be a standout at this meeting today, but as I look around the room, I see a lot of the same color. It makes me feel more welcome. Thank you for doing that. I think, I was just trying to think how many years I've actually been coming to Longview, Kelso area, and I think it's been about 17 years since the first time I came here. Late 80s, somewhere in there. I have the unique opportunity to travel all around the country, directing shows, working with communities to create a show that is a fundraiser, and also, more importantly, in my feeling, is that it is something that brings a community together. And I work with all sizes of communities, from towns of 25,000 people to Charlotte, North Carolina. They raise the money that they raise can be from $10,000 to $1.2 million. Was my largest show that I ever did. So that was the net. So Charlotte, North Carolina is kind of a big banking town, So there was a lot of potential there. But the funds that are raised, that is amazing. It helps you to do a lot of things in your community. But what doesn't get measured as much, and I think is actually more important, is how people come together, ask each other for help, and in the process of doing that, create relationships, build new friendships, and as the Lions Club knows, it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of reaching out to people and asking them to participate. And when you do that, you strengthen your community. So I love doing the shows, I love doing the productions, creating really fun song and dance numbers and comedy numbers and everything, but more importantly, I love watching communities come together. And so, so far I've been doing these shows for about 28 years. I know, I'm looking a lot younger than that. I just wanted to beat you to the punch on that one. Actually, the first time I came in here, Hal still had hair. Oh! I had to go there.
It was a spring picture next week.
Anyway, it's my pleasure. I've been doing these shows for 28 years. I've done shows in 38 states. I've helped raise over $18 million for all kinds of charities, and it's really a fun thing to bring people together who don't necessarily have talent. We of course do have some people that have talent, which helps to hold the show together and gel it. But the idea is that this is a community show And it doesn't matter whether you have talent or not. You can get up there, join in a dance number, join in a comedy sketch, get your feet wet a little bit with some chorus singing. Doesn't matter if you have a great voice. Does it, Jenny? Okay, come on. Oh. Sorry, I just saw you sitting there. I had to. We have a blast, and I think if I asked any of these guests that you have today who have participated in the show in the past, what they love the most about this experience, we probably get 20 different answers, and that's a great thing because it goes across the board from getting that sort of creative thing where they get up on the stage and feel that applause and that sort of thing, to making friendships, to getting in shape for swimsuit season, to I'm sure there's everything there. I know that a lot of you tap in a tap dance club, which actually I think got started a little bit because of the Cabaret. So these things happen, and they stay in the community, and that's a good thing. So not only does the money stay in the community, but all the goodwill and the friendships and community building stays here in this community. So I'm a big fan of this, not just for the fundraising, which is very important, but just all the other things that it does. Let's see, what else do I need to tell you? Oh, we need volunteers. So our next show, I will. Quit telling me what to do. Does he do this to you all the time? Anyway, the show this year is called Shaken with a Twist of Sublime. And everybody looks at me and says, what is it, a James Bond kind of film thing? But no, it's actually not. Most of the places where I do the show, it's not called Cabaret, it's called Follies. And so it's just a general term of this style of a musical variety show that has been around since the turn of the century and in this country. And the company that I used to work for, they used to do the shows here, it was called Cargill Productions. And they turned the idea of a musical variety show, Follies style, into a fundraising concept. So they started doing that in 1919. I didn't work for them yet, but I started working for them right out of college. I worked for them for 11 years before I started my own company. So the idea of Follies, the meaning of the word is imperfect, things that are fun and playful and imperfect. So I noticed that when I do these shows around the country that there is a lot of that. There's a lot of the fun and the playfulness and the imperfection, but there's always a couple of moments that are absolutely sublime, and you can't script it, you can't come up with it ahead of time, it just happens. And it can be something that is extremely funny that the audience just falls apart laughing, and it can be something that is extremely touching where someone is singing a solo and it is just amazing. We've had both of those situations in the shows here, and so that's what it was. So Follies, shaken with a twist of sublime. So we're going to shake it up and do things kind of crazy and in strange ways, and then there'll be these like wonderful moments, which I can't tell you about because we don't know what they're going to be yet, but it'll be really fun. It will not be in a harem costume. But that was a lot of fun. So we, in kicking this off today and moving forward and getting the word out into the community that Cabaret is back, that we want to have the most successful show that we've ever had, not just financially, but in terms of community participation on whatever level, whether you want to give money in an ad, or you want to come and work backstage or run a spotlight, or you want to appear on stage, or you want to help throw the kickoff party or whatever. There is something for everyone. And if everyone in this room stepped up and asked one or two more people to join us in this effort, it would be so much easier. And it builds, and it builds, and it builds from year to year. So I hope that all of you will participate with us. We have some sign-up sheets where you can put down your talent or your interest, and if you know somebody that is just, maybe just moved here, wants to get involved, It's a great way to meet people, find out who you like and who you don't like in the community. Because because this whole table over here is questionable. Just tell you right now.
That's the good table over there.
But a lot of fun. So that's about all I have to say. I hope that you guys will jump in and do everything. And really, I'm only here for Cindy's canning. That's the only reason I'm really here. She used to give me jars of really funky things, and I enjoyed that. It's really good. So anyway, thank you for having me here today. Do you have any questions?
Yes.
Are there any questions?
Sign-up sheet is going around. Questions?
Sign-up
What
sheets.
questions do you have?
Sign-up sheets are on the table, is that correct?
Yes. Greg?
Yes, sir.
It's not a question. You're not going to allow Palmer to sing.
I just heard him sing My Country 'Tis of Thee, and my ears still ringing. But we do have some amazing singers in this room, so, and any of them, yes. Hi, Jay.
Do you want to call the giant squirrels on stage?
I heard they have a Squirrel Fest thing or something here, is that right?
Yeah, I happen to be a little bit nuts about it.
You're a little bit nuts about it. Yeah, it's possible to work it in.
It's quite probable there's one or two squirrel people in the room, is that correct?
Squirrely?
There's one or two squirrely people in the room, I'm pretty sure. Now, we have the Honorable Judge Hahn in the room right now. Do you have a specific skit for her?
Well, I'm just gonna leave it open and see what happens.
Yeah, that's
There
right,
we go.
that's right. What other questions do you have?
What's the date?
May 15th, 16th, and 17th, 2014. Okay, so what is it going to take to get you to sign up on the sheet there to help?
Money.
Money. Yeah, we'll give you money already. There are sign-up sheets at the table. Please put your name down and let me know how you're going to help. I think what you're going to find out is you're going to have a lot of fun. 2007, I went to the director's night and I couldn't find my right foot or my left foot and I didn't come back.
Still can't.
2010, they drugged me in and that's what I said, hey, do whatever you want to do. And we do have some of the video if anybody wants to see it. Yeah, we've seen enough already. Jenny, you were highlighted on the screen being thrown off, almost thrown off the stage.
Good. Well, I've got some pretty good stage falls.
That's
Yeah. How many of you have been in the cabaret in the past, at any point in time? That's a lot of you. How many of you have watched the show in the past? Almost all of you.
Okay.
Great. Lock the doors.
Yeah.
Lock the doors.
Yeah. What I discovered during the last cabaret is that we had over 100 of our members participate in one method or another. And I'm counting buying tickets, showing up to the thing, working backstage, all of those things. And so it really truly involved a lot of Lions. There were some Lions who put in hundreds of hours, like our current president Doug Harvey and Cindy Session and Kurt and a couple others. Oh yeah, Duncan put in a number of hours. Yeah, Duncan went out on the street. What were you selling, Duncan? I forgot.
Anything.
Anything you can find to sell.
Selling stuff on the street?
So, what other questions do you have?
A lot of tickets.
Please look at the sheet. Oh, Patrick.
Will it still be like the 2 or 3 hour shows?
2 hour show, yeah. Usually about 2:50.
Could you sing one of the songs that might be in the show?
No.
Okay, Fred, could you sing one of the songs that might be in the show?
He won't tell us.
He won't tell us, huh?
Why don't you sing?
Top secret.
Well, we went on the internet, we found a whole list of songs. Now you told somebody that's not the list.
It is not the list.
So we can get a new list. Yep. Okay. ASAP.
2 weeks before I get
2 weeks before you get here, that sounds great. Okay. Yeah, Mary Holmes. By the way, Mary Holmes is standing up because I want to introduce her as the secretary of our cabaret group. And she's sure to compliment her on her new hairdo. Do you have a question, Mary?
Actually, if I may, as a secretary, I want to make a comment in money. People want money. This is a direct reflection of the fundraising that's going to be made for Lions. So all of the volunteer hours that are put in are equal to money. So, yeah, go team. Let's make money on this. Let's volunteer and go.
That's right. And as of this moment, we have collected $3,500. $1,000 of that is a loan from one of our sponsors. We really appreciate them. And so we were able to make the first fee to Jamie. That's why he's here with his, did we pay for that hairdo?
You did.
That's
You want your money back?
considering John Kerry's,
One more week with this.
John Kerry's hairdo cost, what was it, $1,500? You know, we might have gotten a bargain. Oh, Kurt.
Hal, in the past, as part of the fundraising for Cabaret, we've done a patron party where usually members of the cast would show up in costume and then after we go to the patron party and hopefully spend a bunch of money. Are we going to do a patron party?
Vicki, who's in charge of our patron party? She here? Yeah, Christine Shaw from the Cabaret Club is in charge of the patron party. I took that one off of our shoulders specifically because of the, let me see, where's Ruth Morrill? She's not here today.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh, there she is. Oh, Ruth! How many hours did you put into that patron party in '07?
Many.
Many. At least 2.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was just an hour a week, like being secretary of the club. And we found that really burnt you out, didn't it?
Yeah.
No, you enjoyed it. And so you can help with the patron party on this side, okay? Alrighty, but then our net for that, for the effort that we put out, just didn't work as well as we'd like. So I think this new method we're doing is going to make it work. Vicki and I and Fred have met with Christine, went over the good news and the bad news of the patron party, and she is an event planner. So I think we have that on our side this time for that to work really well. More questions?
Is weight a factor?
Is weight a factor?
I can say
I
that.
lost 25 pounds since I did it.
Where did you lose it?
Oh,
It's still there.
earlobes are thinner. Weight is not a factor. I'll have to admit there were some nice looking people in my first wives club.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to go any farther. Weight's not a factor. There's always something.
We want everyone.
Does
We want
anybody
everyone to be
remember
involved.
'07 when a certain city councilman and another city councilman were having a tiff in the newspapers? And it showed up on the stage, and it was hilarious and well received. Wasn't it, Kurt? You don't know who they were, do you? No, I didn't think so. But it was a great little gambit. So Marilyn, make sure all your bad decisions are hidden in the corner because he'll find them. And I'm sure there's no bad decisions. Is that correct? No, they're all good. What other questions? So are you on board?
Yeah.
Are you on board? All right. I'm going to be going around picking up those sheets after the meeting. And anybody who wants to sit down with Jamie after the meeting, because you may have to fight for his attention among all these ladies here. Oh, and Fred and Russ. Yeah. So Fred, you're going to have to keep your hands on your own wife this day. Yeah.
Any other questions?
What other questions do you have? Anything for John? I think what John has done to step up here is amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Basically donated us the theater for over a week, and parts of it for longer than that, to store the costumes. Last time, as I recall, that was around $17,000 or $18,000, so, you know, that's a big deal. He sees the opportunity, Jamie sees the opportunity, and your board of directors saw the opportunity. So with that, John, you have any observations?
I have one more thing I want to say. The first time that I came here to do the cabaret, we did it, what's the name of the place? I forget. No. Kessler's. We did it at Kessler's, and we just had a small stage, and people sat and ate and everything. And Jackie said to me, you know, we have a really beautiful old theater here that has sort of fallen in disrepair, but it's a really cool theater. So she took me there. This was about 17 years ago. So she took me there, and we wandered around in the catacombs, and we looked, and I was like, wow, this is a cool place. This would be such a fun place to move the cabaret to, and because I think they had found that the serving of the dinner, everything had gotten very complicated, so they were looking for a different angle, and I was like, wow, this theater is amazing. So next time I came, we did it at the Columbia Theater for the first time, and it was rough. It was in very rough condition. And I think the entire cast was sick from mold, and the basement flooded, and all the costumes were down there. I mean, it was pretty scary. So the fact that now this theater has had major renovations and has come back to be a real gem in your community is great, and I love that we get to be there. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
On behalf of the On behalf of the Longview Pioneer Lions, I want to give each one of you a hug. Now, as you know, if you don't know, this is going to be a dry performance. But as soon as it's over, as success is going to be, we are going to cheer and fill these cups. Absolutely. Thank you very much. We look forward to working with you.
thank you.